Last week, I did a video on the #1 best race in any fantasy tabletop RPG, book, movie, or even video game. Dwarves. But something that I didn't realize myself is that the book that I was talking about, Through Dungeons Deep and Caverns Old, is actually much closer to being finished than I thought. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Tarask and today I want to talk about this again. Dungeons Deep and Caverns Old, a title to a adventure and campaign setting, or I should say a campaign setting and adventure that gave me goosebumps as soon as I read it. Because we all know the song, the very, very great song from the very, very shitty movie. It made me feel things because I love dwarves. In the previous video I go on about that, but I've been playing dwarves, loving dwarves ever since I know and love fantasy games, fantasy movie, fantasy books, and fantasy whatever, right? So Dungeons Deep and Caverns Old, the reason I want to talk about this is not like a review or whatever of this module. It is more just like a quick look at it and actually pointing out that it exists. Because Dungeons Deep and Caverns Old, in the form that we see it here, is actually a book for an RPG called Heroes and Hardships. Now, if you don't know Heroes and Hardships, join the club. I know of its existence. I've read about it a few months ago. I know that it exists. I know like the main focus of it and all of that stuff, but I don't know it, and I think I've never covered it on my channel before. But Heroes and Hardships is basically another tabletop RPG other than 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, right? So what you do if you back the campaign that is live right now on Kickstarter, link in the description below, it's in its final 4 days or something like that. If you back that, just reach like 10k, I don't know, just over 10k, I think it's at 11k or something. You are backing the 5e version of this. Now, the reason that I want to point that out is that the first major part of this is all system, is that system agnostic? Is that a word? System neutral. I always say system neutral because it is an entire campaign setting that works for any system, right? And I want to go a little bit deeper into campaign setting, just a little bit. It is only the game-specific stuff, 90% of that being in here. The Secrets of the Sacred Stone, which is the adventure that is in here, that they have to transfer over to 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. So that's basically what they're doing. Now, the Kickstarter has some stretch goals and has some stuff going on, of course. But the main focus, look at this arm, it's so freaking weird, of this is just transferring this into 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, or I should just say 5th edition, making this a 5th edition book as well, on top the already Heroes and Hardships version of this book. So that is why I wanted to quickly do this video. Dungeons Deep and Caverns Old is almost entirely, well, it is already entirely written. It is ready. It just needs to be translated into 5th edition for you to have it. And that's why I think it is really well worth. I know I'm speaking out of like, I'm not getting sponsored to say this or whatever, but I'm speaking just out of love, pure love for the dwarf. Love for the dwarf, right? So that's just something that I cannot get enough of, and I want to just this is a full campaign setting. It has player options, it has the campaign setting, it has everything. So just very quickly, there was a cataclysmic event on the surface, right? I don't know, Ragnarok kind of thing. There's more information on it in the book itself. I don't want to spoil everything. Basically, a bunch of dwarven clans who lived on the surface went back into a dwarven citadel, like an underground inside of a mountain, stereotypical dwarven citadel that had been abandoned by that time for like thousands of years, right? But the dwarven clans all fled to those halls, and they kind of split themselves up into like different rooms and different functions, and the dwarves that were the richest were getting the best rooms, and the dwarves that were the poorest were getting the lower, like the dwarven groups, the dwarven clans that were the most poor getting the lower quarters. But in essence, and something that I really like about this, although there is a lot of difference between the dwarfs, like for example, they talk about here the first hall, and they talk about like there is a keep, there is there's districts, there's lake, there is like there's inns in there, there's taverns, there's all kinds of stuff in here. And they talk about like how the dwarves need to work together, like the dwarven clans need to work together, but there's also always, of course, like some politics going on, like this clan might be in favor of this clan, and this clan might be in favor of this clan, but it's like this political system where clans sometimes bond together to kind of like have the political power over another clan, and there is a group of elder dwarves, basically, who oversee everything, that all the rules are being followed. So it goes really, there's guilds in here, like you can see. There is Smith's Guild, there is the Brewers League, there's the Exiled, which is an entire thing that I talked about in my previous video. So if you want to get like more information about this project, make sure to check out my previous video. It's linked somewhere here, but I just wanted to point it out that there is this entire campaign setting, and the book that I have right here for Heroes and Hardships is actually 102 pages, which means that it is not like the biggest campaign setting out there, but after all, it's one big, huge dwarven citadel that has been abandoned, but repurposed after a cataclysmic event. There is an entire player guide, like what the players should know about what's going on, right? A GM guide, what the GM knows about what's going on. For example, there's this entire thing about the apocalypse. Most of it was a lie, but due to many generations of dwarves now living in this citadel, stories upon stories upon stories become this big thing, and people are really afraid to go back to the surface. There's always a truth. All of that stuff is in here. Everything you'd expect from a campaign setting is in here. But yeah, I just absolutely love this, and I want to really review this for 5th edition, because that's my game, right? I play 5th edition, I play the Cypher system. I'm going to look into DC20 really soon, but my main games right now are 5th edition and the Cypher system. So this is something that I want to take a look at and like really review, because it's not yet a review, but really review, yeah, when it's a 5th edition thing. And that's why, if you're interested in dwarves, if you're interested in if like this setting triggers you in some positive way, you click the link in the description below. Check it out for yourself. Whatever there is. I've been reading a lot of this, by the way. I just wanted to do a quick video. Now I find myself rambling again, but I wanted to do a quick video. There are what I wanted to say. Oh yeah, adventure seats. I wanted to talk. There's like adventure seats inside this thing. You can have like entire campaigns, entire adventure series of adventures inside this thing, and then there is super important a starting adventure, which I'm calling a starting adventure, which sounds like it's just like a small thing, but it's not. It's actually quite a big, I don't know how many sessions they say, but again, that's for another game, so it's not really, but I feel like this adventure can get you a few sessions off. It is a like a proper length adventure for your game. So you're getting all of that for backing this this Kickstarter, for checking it out. Link is in the description below. So if you're interested in it, check it out for yourself. If you're not interested, ignore this video. Have a great weekend, and until next video, bye-bye.